Hi guys, Tuva here, part 2 of the rune Ingwaz or Ingwaz, whatever way you wish to say it. If you'd like to get comfortable guys, relax yourself and take some deep breaths. As you take a deep breath in, relax, out through the mouth. Just listen to the drum and feel at peace. Right. You find yourself with closed eyes, for you are so relaxed. And the inner eye starts to open. You find yourself in a darkness. You've been here before many times, and it is nothing new to you, for you are in that space before time, that void called Ginonga Gap. The place before time, the place before anything existed apart from that little spot in the left hand side which was fire, the little spot in the right which is ice. But you pay no heed to them, for they are to come. That place is to come. In the distance you can see a light which is spinning and spinning and spinning, and it's beautiful green in colour, almost emerald green. As it spins closer to you, you notice it is the sign of Ingwaz or Ingwaz. So as it comes towards you, you don't want it to fly past, so you want to call it towards you, for it is the door into the world of the rune Ingwaz. So we call out to Ingwaz. As you look, there it is, right in front of you. It has now come to a standstill, and you feel drawn to go through the doorway into the world and see what Ingwaz is offering you today. You find yourself watching a scene that takes place around Beltane every year. A young maiden girl who is so beautiful is dressed in pure white. Her hair is plaited and she is covered in flowers, a headdress, for she is the maiden, the pure one, that it is to become the goddess of the May, the one that will be married to the green man, the god of the earth, in other words, Ing. The goddess she will become would be Nethras. She is quite nervous because nobody has told her what she's got to do. She doesn't understand that this is going to be a life-changing experience. For all of her life, she has been brought up knowing she was special. She had things she was going to do that other people wouldn't be doing. And that this was not just a meeting with the god or the goddess, but a change, an initiation within her, and bringing out all that she would be. We now see in the other corner a young man who is also very nervous. He is having his hair also shaved and plaited to make him look very manly. On his chest, Ingwaz is being drawn with a knife, marking his skin, which will be there for the rest of his days. For again, this is a life-changing experience for him also, an initiation into the mysteries of the female as well as the male. But yet he does not know. He is also being treated very special in his life. And he knows that things will change. They are both very naive, not being taught the ways of the world, because purity had to be there. They then bring the young girl into the square of the village, and she is seated upon a flowered chair that has been made out of wicker. And they bring the green man, and he comes and stands before her. She has a veil upon her face, and he cannot see her. So he goes to pull her veil up, and she instinctively pushes him away and runs. At this point, as if nature takes over, the women grab her and take her and hide her. And he is given a bow and told he has to find her, and that he has to take an offering, a sacrifice, that he would then be married to her, that they would come together, that the god and the goddess would come within them. He goes off into the woods looking for this animal for him to kill. The young girl is taken to be bathed in all sorts of scents, and incenses are wafted through her hair, ribbons are put upon her hair, and she is stripped naked and laid upon a bed of fur. She is trembling with fear. She does not understand why, for nobody has taught her. They invoke the goddess upon her, the wise women, the seers of the village, and they invoke the great goddess upon her to take her fear away and to show her the mysteries, to show her what will happen. And she is put into a type of slumber where she is okay. The drums are beating outside, bringing this energy of pure humanity, fertility, joy, but also the power of the gods, the power of the goddesses. So powerful that it is that the male running through the woods suddenly feels that energy of the green man coming upon him, and he knows what he's got to do, and he feels that vibrance. He kills a rabbit and he takes it, and he just knows where the place is, and there in the woods is a hut made out of straw. He goes in, and the women leave the scene that have been there. The drummers beat to the thump, a steady rhythm, and the male goes up to the female and wakes her. He shows her the animal and takes some blood and anoints her forehead in the sign of Ingwaz. She responds back, and nature takes its course, and they stay there together. Of course, fertility is a possibility, which is what they're hoping for. They have been given to each other, and so will now be hand-fasted. And so a big celebration takes place in the village, and the two of them come to the village, and Joy, she is now wearing a red dress, for she has passed her initiation of womanhood, and he is then dressed in gold. He has passed his initiation too. They are special. They are now in the path that they were meant to be. He will be a male magician, and she will be a seer for the village or any other village that needs her. But they will be an item. They will be hand-fasted, and that will be their journey for this place and this time. You look on this as amazing, that how two people can be picked to be together, and yet they came together and they loved one another, and they both had their set paths, yet magic was able and given to both, that there was no separation. In her heart she had to be a warrior to accept her fate, and he had to be a warrior of the earth. So water and earth came together, and from it fruition. In 9 months a new life would come into the world, and that child could be the next leader of the village or seer. So you feel it's time now. You can see that green light coming towards you again, and you know it's time to go back to where you come from. And as you go through the door, you wish them well, for they look so happy. You find yourself back where you was, and when you're ready, guys, open your eyes. Do this with your fingers and your toes, and when you've finished, get something to eat or drink. There you go, guys. The Pathworking is talking about the male aspect and the female aspect, and how they come together. Now, I didn't show you the altar in the last video, so just looking upon it here, you've got the male god and you've got the female goddess, or you have the male boy and the female girl. You have a light, the light of knowledge, the light of wisdom, the light of life, and love in the middle, with a candle for the two coming together and giving the one. We have the rune of Ingwaz and a green cloth. And that is it, guys. That is the 22nd rune. This was the Pathworking. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back soon with the next one in the series. So wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of Alang.